Today's video is going to be my top student hacks that you should know before going to university. So I'm going to be talking about money, nights out, learning, which is what university is all about, but it's also about personal development as well as academic development. So I'll also be talking about making friends and joining societies. The first thing I'm going to talk about is studying. The most important reason you are at university is to gain a degree. I would definitely recommend that you choose something that you genuinely think you will enjoy. If you're studying a subject simply to get a job at the end of it and you think you won't enjoy it at all, then you likely aren't going to do very well. So for me, I studied biology, which I really enjoy. Yes, first year was all about the nights out and having fun, and I didn't go to all the lectures. But when it came to the grind in second and third year, I did knuckle down, and when I did do all the readings, I found it really interesting and it made studying a lot easier for me. I also found that when you come to choose your modules, choosing modules that you think you will enjoy is so much more important than picking modules that will make you more employable. What I mean by this is when I was looking at what modules to do on my biology course, I was looking at neuroscience, cancer and cell biology, like that's very in at the moment, but for me what's really interesting is conservation, and I wanted to study about the jaguars in South America. So I almost went down a completely different route purely because I thought it would make me more employable rather than choosing something that I would actually enjoy. So I ended up picking the modules that I did enjoy, and the difference in my grades was massive. So my neuroscience topics, which I didn't find as interesting, my grades were much lower than in my conservation subjects that I genuinely had like a real passion and a real interest in. I think the biggest thing to remember when you're going to university is that you are paying so much money to gain a degree. Treating university as a 9 to 5 job was so much better than doing it when I felt like it, because everything is online. You can pick and choose when you study, and that does work for some people, but for me I needed like a routine. I needed to be able to get up in the morning, go to the library, attend my lectures, and then have the evenings free to chill and kind of de-stress. Another study tip I would give is doing an assignment bit by bit. So doing 200 words a day is so much more manageable than leaving it all till the last minute, doing it the night before and not really rereading it or being even sure of what you've written, which I did so many times when I was in first year, and I got away with it. But when it comes to the heavier topics in second and third year, you definitely can't get away with doing that, and I would definitely recommend starting things early and kind of doing it in manageable chunks, scheduling your time, a little bit of work on each module, so that then you're keeping your grades for all the different modules as good as possible. So university is definitely your water bottle and your headphones against the world in the library. Like that was my life for second and third year pretty much. So I definitely recommend investing in like a litre water bottle, some good headphones. I think another tip I would give is definitely asking for help when you need it. So initially when I was first at university, I didn't really go to many of the lectures. I kind of just did everything myself in my room, which worked out for some of it, but for the things that you don't understand, your university lecturers are there to help you. And I think actually the assignments that I did where I asked the lecturer, this is my idea for an essay, is this something that would work well with the mark scheme that you have? So that you're literally gaining the knowledge of what you need to write before you write it, rather than just thinking you know the answer to a question and then just going for it, which is what I did in first year and it didn't really work. I basically managed to turn my uni degree around in my last 2 years, and you can do it. So if people are watching this and they think, oh, I've ruined first year, I can't turn it around, you absolutely can. First year doesn't count for many universities. Second year isn't weighted as much, and third year obviously is weighted a lot more, so you definitely need to be in the library for third year. Another thing that's really important when you get to university is referencing. So when I was first at university, I didn't take the time to learn how to reference properly, so I would literally manually reference everything that I did. That took so much time and energy, and I actually cannot believe that I did that for so long. I could have been doing my assignments so much faster and have so much more free time if I learn how to reference from the very beginning. So the software that I used was called Zotero, and I'm not very good at understanding referencing if they're complicated, but Zotero was so easy. You literally just had it in your browser and you could go onto a paper, just download it to Zotero, and it would put it immediately at the back of your essay in the correct order. So that was a lifesaver, saved me so much more time. Another time-saving tip is if you aren't going into your lectures and you listen to them back, or if you're revising for an exam and you're listening back to your lectures, is to listen to them back on like 2 times the speed or 1.5 times the speed, because lecturers are people and they're going to stutter and and ah, so you can definitely glean the information that you need by listening to it back at a much faster pace. When it comes to exams, the best place to revise from is the lectures. Most of the content that would be in the exams would be in the lecture notes somewhere. So although outside reading was very important and really gave you a deeper insight into a topic, if you're just going to pass the exams, which for some of the modules that's all I wanted to do, definitely just learn those notes and those lectures verbatim. That is the best thing you can possibly do to get the best possible exam grades. Another tip I would give if you want to go into freshers and have an amazing time is to do the reading beforehand. So try and gain as much information about what reading you need to do for your course before you actually get to university. Another studying tip would definitely be to practice active learning. So I definitely, when I was in first year, I would just sit in lectures and watch the lecturer, and I would just try and take in information by just sitting there and absorbing everything, and that doesn't work. It might work for some people, but for me, I have to actively be creating flashcards or writing notes or typing up notes on my computer. Another study tip I have, which is so important, is to back up all your work. I have been caught out by this before, by not saving things properly, not putting things on a OneDrive or a Google Drive or on the iCloud, and then losing all of your work like the night before an assignment due is the worst possible thing that can happen. So I would definitely recommend putting in a tiny bit of effort now to work out how to back up your work. You will save so much time in the future. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which was definitely my priority when I first went to university, is making friends and your character development whilst at university. This is the point in your life where you need to say yes to everything. A night out, or to a party, or to join a new society, then say yes, and you'll learn what you like and what you don't like. So for me, when I first went to university, I pretty much joined every sports society I could. I joined rowing, skiing, hockey, netball, lots of different societies, and then I was able to go meet the people there, see which kind of group I on with the best, and then decide from there what sport I wanted to kind of pursue and continue during my time at university. So in the end, I decided that hockey was, I actually never did hockey before I went to university, so I had no idea how to play. I went to every training session. I created a really close-knit group of friends, and every Wednesday we would have a social, which was really fun. It's a great opportunity to make lots of friends in a short space of time. The more I went, the better I got. I actually ended up going from like the 3s, which was like the lowest, obviously, because I hadn't played before. I moved up to the 2s team, and then I think it was in my second year of university I became the 2s captain, which was amazing. It's a really good thing to have on your CV, being able to say that you've managed a team of people and organised events or spoken at the hockey ball. I definitely think to make friends, you need to be out and about on campus, you need to be going to events, whether that's sober events or nights out, it doesn't matter. You just need to be showing your face. So my next tip is having a budget whilst at university. Lidl is your friend. I would definitely recommend batch cooking because wasting your money on takeaways, delivery every night, which is definitely something I did do, is not a good idea in the long run, because then when everybody at the end of term is still going out and having fun and you've run out of money, you're the one that loses out. So the other thing is that student cards and accounts like uni days and student beans, and now I'm not a student, I really miss it, so I would say absolutely make the most of that whilst you can. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back next week with another video. Bye!